Good morning, colleagues. Today is Monday, October 4th, and I am delighted to be able to spend some time with you as I do each week. I've heard that you all prefer the videos versus the written, so we'll have more videos and less written, although I do feel it's time for a written one to come back to accommodate both my schedule but also a few other people's schedule. I have a special guest with me in a little bit that we're going to talk to, but before that I want to talk to you about a few things and observations that are happening. I have had a boot camp just this past week on the name change, so I'm getting to understand that process and formulating some ideas in my head around the notion of Nevada State College versus Nevada State University. Quite intriguing. I've had a number of listen and learn sessions that I started last week with the academic faculty, all three schools. And then we also had the wonderful opening of the Glenn and Andy Christensen School of Education building. How exciting was that? We had circus entertainers here. We had a full house. It was a gorgeous night, a wonderful representation, and the building is just absolutely splendid. So thank all of you for choosing to be here. And what I think this building really represents is our college's commitment to this mission of creating the next generation of teachers, but also doing that with teachers who are aware of the growth and learning processes of today's students, and more importantly also producing the next generation of teachers that look like the students that we teach in our classrooms. So quite exciting to be there. I also had the pleasure of attending our Southern Nevada Diversity Summit. That was absolutely glorious. Even in a virtual space, the warmth was there. The sharing of stories and the learning that transpired was powerful. So thank all of you, over 800 of you, I believe, who participated in that particular event. Let me introduce to you now my special guest today, as I have from time to time asked someone to join me. And I have as I call her, Miss Phoebe McKnight, who is Administrative Assistant 3 in Postal Wars, but she's also President of the Classified Council. And I asked her to join me for just a few minutes to talk a little bit about some things that are happening with her council and her role here within the leadership of Nevada State College. So hello, Miss Phoebe, how are things going?
Good morning, it's going good. It's nice to be here.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Can you talk to me a little bit about some of the goals you have for the classified group this year, and what are some of the issues that are out there for you?
Our goals are to have a voice for every classified employee to know that this council is trustworthy and you can come to us with any type of issue. And we don't want it to be issues, we want it to be resolutions. We want you to come to us so we can find resolutions, because if everybody has an issue and nobody has a resolution, we just have problems.
See, this is why I love it, because she dropped the knowledge bombs on me right there. So let me ask you this though, you can't come up with resolutions by yourself. You have a group of people that works with you. Who all works with you in your leadership and in your council?
We have Shannon Bryant, who is the vice chair, and she works over in financial aid. We have Chris Schott, who is the secretary to you. And
the boss of me.
We have Stacy Wallace, who is our treasurer, who works for finance, business and finance. And then we have Susan Gearling, who is our NSHE representative. She goes to their board and she feeds us back information that she seems relevant to us, and we disseminate it not only to the classified employees, but to the school as well.
Exactly. So how can someone get involved?
Glad you asked. Recently, we just started some committees. We have what's called a Welcome Resource Committee. When I started here, I was new to the campus as well as the state. Didn't know anybody, didn't know what to do. So now we've started a welcoming committee that will get the classified employees when they join, when they come on board, welcoming package. And each one of us, it's myself, Anya, who is in HR. We have Pam Ball, who is another classified employee. And then we have Michelle O'Reilly. We're all gonna have resources, because we wanna make sure that you can go to college. Recently, I put out a program called the CHAP program. It's for people who are in need. I used it, it worked for me. I'm not ashamed of that. And a lot of people don't know what their resources are. So we're here to do resources. We have a social committee because we want to have fun as we work.
Yes, we do.
So we're in the process. We are going to do a holiday handouts for the homeless.
Oh, love it.
We're going to do hygiene bags, and we're going to pass them out to the homeless. And it's going to be hopefully closer to Christmas because Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and we're trying to get it together. We have a bylaws committee. We will have, we just finished completing our bylaws in last term. So we may be able to get you on one of the meetings so you could see exactly how it's ran.
I would love that.
And Shannon Bryant, the vice chair, is in charge of that. We also have an election committee because we don't want to do anything without our people being able to vote us in.
Come on now.
So, and Bill Miller, our old president, is in charge of the election committee.
So it's very clear, if you haven't picked it up already, that our classified council is wonderfully engaged. And I would tell you, and I'm unabashed in this, there are so many people within the college community who have been tremendous in helping me to learn about the culture, to learn about the organization, and there are voices that have clarion calls. So literally just last week I was saying to Dr. Amber, I said, I haven't seen Miss Phoebe in a while. What's going on? Because hers is a voice that resonates. So I want our classified employees to know that I listen to her, and I also listen to the voices that she represents. This is very important to me, and I'm hopeful that you will feel that as well. I want to thank Ms. Phoebe for joining me for today's chat, and I look forward to figuring out who my next guest will be next time or next month. Let me end with a couple of issues that I think are important for us to talk about. One is that we did have the NCHE Special Board of Regents meeting just last week, and it was a marathon one. Many issues discussed, but the most important one obviously was the mandatory employee vaccination policy. I want you to know that NCHE was very deliberate about the development of that recommendation at the request of the Board of Regents. They had several sessions. There was a considerable amount of input that went into that. Also, a lot of revisions that were made to that proposed policy as a result of the feedback that was received. The Board of Regents did enact the policy, and the student deadline is November 1st. So keep those dates in your mind. Please make sure that you're actively engaged in this. The last I heard, we had about 81% of our employees who are already had received their shot. So I'm encouraging you to please make that decision. If it's not just for you, it's for our community, it's for our students, it is for our ability to be able to deliver our mission. I would encourage you to think deeply about that. We're holding a vaccine clinic this week on Thursday, October 7th from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. in the ballroom here. Please take advantage of that. All 3 vaccines will be available, so that gives you options that make best for you. You have to get your first vaccine or Pfizer booster at that point. You can do that there. You can also know that this is open to students, employees, or family members, and no appointment is necessary. So I'm hopeful to go down on Thursday and get my booster. I need to put it on my calendar. I would encourage you to do the same. The other big thing going on around the college community, I'm hopeful you've received the memo that I sent out about the salary study. Thanks to all of you for your feedback and contributions and time and patience as I sat and navigated that. You'll see the sessions will be starting here pretty soon, but October 27th, we'll be having a town hall style meeting to talk about that. Few observations that I want to start to end with. Being a part of this community is such an honor, and I love the fact as I am moving throughout the community, both here in Henderson, but also in Las Vegas and elsewhere, people know about Nevada State and they understand the value proposition of this institution. I have to tell you, when I talk about our folks, how scrappy they are, how energetic, and how proud of what we do, it makes me so honored to be a part of Nevada State College. I'll also tell you that I have an ask for you. So yes, I came here in July. I made it through August. Yes, I'm obsessed with the weather. Like everybody else, I want you to know it's beautiful though outside. So get out. Try and take a meeting outside. Take a walk. Take care of yourself. I'm going to be doing that more. So if you see me sitting outside, stop by and join me. More importantly, just go and have some opportunity for yourself and enjoy nature to the extent you can do. I read an article in Harvard Business Review that encouraged this quiet off-grid time, so necessary for your whole complete wellness. So I really want to encourage you to think about that. And then last but not least, gratitude. You know, I like to end expressing profound gratitude. And I have to tell you, my gratitude list was so abundant this past week. It went from talking about that phenomenal opening and all the people that played a role in that, all the people who really have been actively engaged in our diversity summit that we had. But here's the one that I want to end with. I've been doing these series of listen and learns, and I've been doing these boot camps, and the amount of energy and thought that people are putting into that as they come into the space with me, whether it be preparatory materials, whether it be just thinking about the curriculum of how they're going to take me through it. I want to thank you. I want to thank you also those who share their opinions and their voices with me, who go vulnerable, who speak truth, who listen, who are very intentional about expressing both the opportunities for improvement, but the things that are the quintessential part of Nevada State College. So tremendously grateful to each and every one of you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care and be well.